All
right. It says we're live, so let's hope that it actually worked. We have to check Facebook to actually see if we're live or not. But according to StreamYard is saying that we're live.
Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Where are we live? Oh, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
it says I'm live on my page. I see us,
As
and
they, are you on the ZPIM or ZPO?
yes, under Zay-P the
Okay, I just saw that. Oh, here we go. Where are you? ZPIM. Well, as long as you can see. Mm, okay. Oh, okay. I want to change. Hello, everybody. Now we're
I just did a
here
quick
we
couple
go.
of
Here we
shares. Were you able to share it on your page, or whatever you had to do?
go. I'm getting
I just
there.
did a quick couple of shares. Were you able to share it on your
I'm
page,
getting
or
that.
whatever
I'm
you
doing
had to
that
do?
right now.
I just did a quick couple of shares. Were you able to share it? A lot of echoing.
I'm doing that right now. So let me just lower this.
Yes. I
Thank
think it's
you.
your phone.
Took me a second to realize, oh, wait, I gotta lower that.
Okay.
So I just,
Just bear with us as you come into the group. Like I said, to start to get comfortable. We're going to get started in just a moment. We've had some technical difficulties getting started. So just being upfront, we've been having streaming issues with Facebook, not using Zoom and other platforms. It was a little bit of a mess, but I think we're live now and I think things are set. We're going to be getting started with doing just some guided meditation, some guided breath work, which is something that I do on the regular. The intention is that we're just going to really work to relax, drop a lot of the crap from the week prior, and just kind of tune into our own truths, tune into our higher connection, and then allow ourselves to build our awareness around what we are experiencing in this here now moment so that we can then move into expression. And as we move into expression, this is where my dear friend Dina comes in, and she's going to help guide us into doing some our own beautiful intuitive artwork. So, hopefully, you brought your art supplies, whether it's a pen, paper, paintbrush, whatever the case may be, clay, and whatever way you wish to express. Um,
right.
the idea is that we're going to be comfortable. We're going to do a little guided meditation, get into the zone. Then we get to create and have a little bit of fun before we shut things down. So, with that said, Dina, would you like to introduce yourself or say a few things? This amazing woman to my left or right, depending on how you see the monitor. um,
Oh, I love that. So I am Dina Ziskin Fortune of Soli Dina. I also am a person who channels light code frequencies through art, through my voice and singing, through movement. And I also assist others with opening up that gateway and activating that is within them so that they can express on the soul level. And I hold space and work with dragons and higher beings like angels, higher meaning like in the higher realms. And so I love to just hold the space and allow for a guidance of energy that wants to flow through you to come through you. And at any time during this, you feel guided to pick up your pen and just start doodling, feel free to do that. Uh,
mhm.
and so we will start in getting in the zone for the flow. And, but yeah, I'm just really happy and grateful to be here. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. And may you receive what is in your highest good today.
Beautiful. So, with that said, I do want to say about this beautiful artist. I like to think of her a bit as an intuitive artist because she creates these amazing works of art where when you really look at them, they're very thought provoking and they kind of pull you in. But she just has this amazing way of capturing energy in her art. So it seemed like a great combination because we were pretty good friends, and it's just a great combination in a way to combine our skill sets. So that said, us here now is just a chance for us to play together, but actually, it's a chance to do something that's going to allow everybody to kind of drop the dead weight from the week prior and kind of tune in, reconnect, and really be able to express their own truths and get some just purge out whatever is inside. All right. So, with that said, I'm going to invite you all to kind of have a seat, assume a comfortable position. You don't want to get too comfortable where you're falling asleep, but at the same time, we want your body to be comfortable enough that you can tap into higher guidance, that you can relax and actually allow your mind to go quiet. So just find a position. Don't worry about if it's a perfect lotus. Don't worry about if it's, you got your back is straight or not. Just a nice, comfortable position that you can start to take some nice, deep breaths with. And so we're going to start off with a simple rhythmic, deep breathing and sitting in stillness, right? So just breathing in, nice, steady pace, and breathing out. Allow yourself to fully empty and breathing in, filling up, and then exhaling, fully depleted. Continue breathing and sit in this moment of stillness with just the breath. As your body finds that nice steady rhythm of deep breaths in and deep breaths out, we're going to step it up into more of a box breath, and that breath is going to start to take more shape. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. Hold in the empty. 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 3, 4. Out. 2, 3. Pause. In. Hold. Out. Pause. In. Pause. Out. Pause. In. Pause. Out. Pause. Continue breathing. Pause. You might find your mind get bored and start to wander. As your mind does this, just remember to come back to the present moment. This here now space where it's just you and your body breathing. All the worries, all the concerns, they don't matter in this moment. The only thing that matters at this specific moment is the next step of your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Stay present to the moment. As you breathe in, you want to allow yourself to breathe in fresh, new energy, that incoming energy from the week coming ahead, a rebirth. We want to expel any dead, toxic energy from the week prior, all of the stresses, all of the tensions, the aches and pains in the body. Allow yourself to breathe in rejuvenated life. Cycle it through your body and exhale the toxins. Pause in that empty space. Breathing in new light. Let it cycle through your body and breathe out the toxins. Pause in the empty space. Stay with your breath. In with new energy and out with the old. Now, if you're being present to your body, you can tune in and start to feel what it is in this experience. Not your thoughts, but what are you feeling? Are there nerves? Are there anxiety because you're not worried or stressed about the bills? Is there regret or shame for things you should be doing? Are you at peace and in gratitude for the moment that you're taking right now? What are you feeling? Feel that in the present moment with each breath. Breathing in that awareness of your own emotions, that awareness of your own body, that awareness of the present moment, holding it, letting go of the last moment. Stay present. Breathing in that new energy, that new awareness. Let it cycle through and letting go of the old. Feel for your truth in this here now moment. Stay with your breath. I believe our intuitive artist has some guidance for us to tune us in and tap us a little further into our connection. So please, Dina, as you feel suited, you can take over the guidance.
Thank you so much. That was really amazing. And I'm just feeling so much openness and expansiveness. And so, this is for wherever you're at. I want you to invite you to imagine that you're sitting in a field of grass and you're looking up and you're seeing all these beautiful cloud formations in the sun, and you're just receiving all this inspiration. and creativity. And it's coming from all different parts of you on all different levels. So that sun that is connected with all that is sending you information as we speak that's moving through your body. And I invite you to pick up the surroundings around you so that you can capture it in your imagination and allow that visual of the clouds and the sun and maybe some birds and butterflies and whatever things might be moving around. And I invite you to now refocus your energy below within you and imagine that you are inside water, an ocean of water where all is possible and everything is filled with creative energy circulating around you. And as you come to a space where you can open your eyes and look at the paper in front of you, I invite you to pick up, feel into where you're drawn, what you feel, and grab a pencil or a pen that matches that you feel gravitated towards. And just start to draw lines, any kind of line on your piece of paper. And that line can become connected to another line. So I'm inviting you to just play with the lines. See if the lines create bigger pieces of information and just allowing that energy to move through you. And even maybe even closing your eyes mostly so you're not really seeing what you're doing, but you're just feeling and allowing the energy to move through you and onto the paper. And I'm just going to bring in, if you're open to receive, some frequencies to assist with that moving energy to bring more trust in your creative flow and releasing any preconceived notions of what you think art is. So you can just allow whatever comes through you as a message for you. And you're open to receiving this is for your highest good. Oh, saya ukai shaya saya ya soya shaya saya soelaya shaya. So invite you to be like water, and your hand is an extension and it's connected with a pencil or a brush or a crayon, and it's just moving, and as it's moving you're making different kinds of marks and you're connecting with the colors that you've been drawn to, and just play and see what wants to come through you and see what lines maybe connect. Maybe you can fill in the lines, but just opening yourself up to your body, your hands, your arms, your wrists, your fingers, all connecting to allow this expression that is coming from within. Since you are right now in this open, expansive state where all is possible, and your
Mhm.
inner artist is coming through to be there with you, part of you, to guide you.
I love that.
Thank
How do, you,
you.
how do you get to the place where you're not judging yourself with your art and your creation now?
I really feel curiosity, and
Curiosity.
curiosity of also looking at everything is coming through as it is meant to. So
Hmm.
it's all about layers. So and love. Like, I learned to just love the creations coming out of me. Like, oh, this is a part of me. This is something that wants to be seen. So why would I judge that? And so it helps me because sometimes, it's like, oh, but this is part of me experiencing something new. This is part of me experiencing playing with the paint a different way. And so I it's the practice of art really for me, it's really been about letting go,
Mm,
letting it flow. So I mean, I've seen people make, and I've made art just from starting with lines and color and just taking splashes of color and just letting it plop and on the paper and just being like, "Oh, isn't that interesting?" I hope that helps to answer the question. But it kind of like, "Oh, isn't that interesting?" And what do I see in there? And it's
right.
just another layer. I mean, I've made mistakes that wound up leading to really amazing combinations of colors, So it's part of the process. And I feel like art is a process of presence.
Hmm. I love that. Art is a process of presence. I think that's always been my stumbling block as far as just seeing it as that, as a tool for expression, but instead looking at it as the outcome. What
Right.
is it supposed to be? And therefore, if it's supposed to be something, then what should it look like? And what are the rules of how things look in reality and perspective? And until then, I've always talked myself out of feeling or being an artist because feeling like I didn't have that aptitude because of
Um,
that judgment. You know what I mean? Even though I have a very artistic soul, like I am into the arts, but I've never once felt like, as far as visual arts go, I always say that's not my strong suit. I'm a performance artist, but I'm not a visual artist. But I always envy or admire the visual artists, and I feel like I shortchanged in that because all the times I've felt like, oh, well, I can't draw. That doesn't look like anything. I don't know what that looks like, and so I've never had that perspective that's like open and curious to what could it be, what could your imagination be, help trying to create or trying to express, which
yeah,
is very
no,
dope.
yeah. Wow. Well, I did go to college for fine art, and I still find myself not as adept at certain styles of art as others.
Hmm.
And you see, I would do the life classes and be in a room and with the nude person for me to draw, and I just couldn't. I liked exaggerating and using them as a starting point for another being. And then, like,
Mm,
so I never drew realistically. And I do feel like we all have different ways of expressing. And when we say things like, I can't draw, my question is like, draw what? Because
exactly.
drawing could be, you can draw a flower. Look, I'm just going to show you. You can draw a flower
Hmm.
by just making some different lines that come together in a focal point, and then you can play with the lines and see where they all want to come together and then fill them in. I mean, maybe you're not drawing a realistic thing. However, you can draw things that just want to come through you energetically. So I feel like letting go of what we think drawing is, then
Hmm.
we open ourselves to drawing on the energy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
To
And
change the overall perspective of it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you're channeling yourself and to say, okay, I'm just going to set the intention to draw what I feel and do it in a energy of play and curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of get in the zone of like, okay, let me start with this color. And then let me grab this color and see what happens with this. And then in the end, you can say, oh, I feel like that looks like, ah, whatever. You can then be like, oh, well, maybe I want to try it again now that I'm getting the hang of it. And then you practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that sometimes just playing with lines and then allowing the lines to come together and create a bigger picture, and you take your time and you make it a practice of presence of just
Mm-hmm.
drawing lines, because lines wind up coming together to create something else.
That's very true. That's very, very true. That's how people like Bob Ross create art. Put a happy little tree, and then you start off with this line, a little line here, and a little line there, and now it's a smiley face, and he's a little here, and put it this a happy little tree, and then next thing you know, it's a
Right. And I love to draw little doodlies things.
yeah. I used to draw. I used to love drawing stuff like that too.
Yeah, and so for those of you who don't know, like your doodly little shapes could wind up being light codes, um, expressions that are pockets of energy that want to come through you, and then you can tune in, and discover how to, decode them as far as, what does that feel like it could be to you, and that can lead you on a path of self-discovery. And but I was doing something the other day that I'd really love to share with you. I literally discovered that whole concept of drawing on energy, of drawing frequencies on a piece of paper with the color. And so if you tune in and say, okay, what color do I need to express in right now? And then you
Mm,
just grab that color and you just, there's a thing called Zen doodles, which is really fun. And the thing is though, like your art could be more, say, videos, right?
mm-hmm.
And then one day, just you playing with this expression of just wanting to let things pour out of you and like seeing what's happening could wind up translating into openness in your primary art.
Yeah.
But, so it's kind of opening. If you look at the intuitive art as a practice of getting to know yourself through color and line and shape, then you get out of that judgment because you're looking at it as, this is how I'm expressing what I'm feeling right now. And it's all a journey.
I think that's probably the biggest crux of I wanted to do this live for was to give us a chance to express what we were feeling, especially after the events of today's. For me personally, what I shared with earlier, um, there was a death in the family, and there's a lot of underlining emotions happening with me currently. That is like I figured even if I could still make it online enough to do this, it would be showing up enough for myself that it would allow me even just the opportunity to express through art and just through presence and awareness what it is that I'm feeling internally. You know what I mean? So thank you for joining me with this, Dina, and doing this live with me and giving me this opportunity to kind of create. I didn't create anything of substantial nature, anything like that I want to show off. But I'm just saying, I appreciate the time and like I've enjoyed. I am enjoying this process. As frustrating as it was to get started because we had all that live streaming issues, but
It's maybe we just need to add in a little extra stress to make it more of a contrast.
Maybe.
But I really appreciate you and saying that. And my whole intention really is I really love assisting in holding space for someone else to be able to open up to another part of themselves, so that that energy, like in just the act of like drawing and releasing and getting in that zone, can be so healing and bringing you into a state of trusting your intuition to guide you,
Mm-hmm.
and trusting yourself to express, knowing that you're safe, and like this is your project, this is your paper, this is your life, your movie, and
Mm-hmm.
this is a way that you can uh kind of call your power in and through you. And so maybe it's just the beginning of something that wants to birth through you, and this drawing is just an exercise of
Release.
moving, releasing, creating, and turning that feeling, the emotions, into something that you can reflect with and have like a physical representation to um
Match the emotional.
yeah. And honestly, I will share with you that drawing, painting, and meditation has really helped me with grief of losing my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so having this practice of creative flow and just the breath work and the drawing and just letting it happen can be a really healing experience, because
Yeah.
you're filling up you're taking time out for you, and it's not about the outcome, it's about the experience of being with yourself and letting the emotion turn into something that actually could
Be
really
productive.
be beneficial for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think all things have their uses, right? So it's just figuring out how to make use of it. And
Yeah.
I think the creation of art is definitely one of the best uses for especially some of our more negative, darker emotions.
Hmm.
I think I feel like some great art tends to come from that. Some of the best
Yes.
musicians, some of the most heartfelt songs, some of the most, deep, profound works of art have come from that loss of love or that heartache in some way in those negative kind of emotions, considered negative emotions anyway.
I feel like it's a form of transmutation, really.
It
And
is because
you're
it
right.
created something positive and productive out of that. Something that.
Exactly. And I mean, I feel like a lot of things that happen in like artistically happen for me as a response to something that was happening in my life that I needed to work through. So I think that's part of how I stopped judging my art, because it was an expression of my soul.
Mm,
And what and like not everything is something that I think is anything, to show everyone. I mean,
right.
sometimes I just doodle and it's just a doodle, you know what I mean? And
Sometimes a doodle is just a doodle.
but I really feel like just because someone's not going to go out there to try to be an artist as like a professional, painting,
Mm,
or being a professional artist, I don't think that that is a reason to stop themselves from finding their creative part, connecting with their creativity, and that can be translated into so many other areas, like creating meditations, creating music, creating.
I think that's the beauty of creation because it can come in all forms. Like we create as these mini creator beings.
Right? Creation creating itself for the sake of creation. So,
Something like that.
yeah, I mean, sometimes we just got to create something because we got to keep those energies moving, got to be keeping things alive. And I feel like it helps. It really, for me, I mean, this is my experience that, once I stopped painting for years and I decided to start painting again. And I really started painting again because I realized it brought me so much joy that even when I was going through my hardest times, I was able to feel joy by painting because I was in a state that was like, oh, I love doing this. Like I love, so I love being able to play and see what happens, and it winds up being something beneficial. So I mean, I understand everyone's journey is different, but
Right.
that's why it's good to play because I think we all need play.
Yeah. Yeah. Play is important.
Yeah.
Play is very important. And it helps. It does help sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's like a state change, right? Like a change of state. And
I think, yeah.
is it?
Well, I think it's one of those states that you can't, certain other states of being are not going to resonate with.
Right. Right. And
It's hard to play and be grumpy, or it's hard to
that is
play.
true. I realized I was trying to post that and I think I didn't actually hit post. Well, what an interesting day. It's been, so that's the thing. Sometimes you want to just create something, see what happens, just go with the lines. Like even coloring, using a coloring book is fun. But I wanted to share that, like, I just did something simple today and
That's great. Yeah, that's the same flower that you were just working on when you
same
was talking to me.
flower. I'm just adding more color.
Ah, that's cool.
Really. I'm
Yeah,
adding
that's very cool.
color. And I just like to experiment with like making up flowers. And a lot of the things that I see in my mind's eye, I don't always get to draw it. And even though I'm a trained artist,
Mm,
I still have images in my mind that I would love to paint, but I start to paint it and it becomes something totally different.
yeah, yeah. Nothing I ever try to create looks like anything I'm trying to make. It always comes out, and that's what I was talking about with the whole. I start judging myself or judging the art, but unless I'm purposefully making something abstract, in which case then it was supposed to look like that.
I think the best thing is if you're new to painting, you're new to intuitive art,
Mm,
is to start out by just doing something that's just playing with color and just getting some brushes. You get a thing of water, you get some acrylics, you get a palette knife,
yeah,
and you move the colors around. And I want to show you. Can I show you a painting that I did with just playing with colors and acrylics and a palette knife?
sure.
Okay, I'll be right back. Most of my
While
paintings
she's
are
off, hey Journey, hey Lauren, hey Kimmy, everybody who's joined, good to see you. If you have created any art while we were doing this, feel free to share it in the comments, post a pic if you want. Um, I'm not showing anything that I've created today, but I've created like 3 different pictures in that time.
wow.
But I invite everybody who might have joined, who's watching now or watches later, if you want to share what you created in this little process, I would love to see it. I'm sure Dina would love to see it. So snap a picture and post it in the comments. That would be dope. Um, yes. So your color therapy picture.
Well, this,
Okay, that's
you
cool.
know what it looks like?
I know what it looks like for me.
What does it look like to you?
It looks like a salamander beneath the earth,
Oh, that's so interesting.
with the grass and yeah.
What do you think I see?
I don't know. What do you see?
I see a dragon.
I should have known that.
I'm
I do
telling
see a
you.
dragon now that you said, but when you said it, what I see is like a big dragon's eye, and not
Right,
necessarily the full dragon, but
right,
like
right. Well,
close up on the eye.
I mean, this is not necessarily a complete piece, but
Hmm.
this was one sitting, and I was just playing. I was in a state of joy. I was feeling really good, and I was just playing with the acrylic and the palette knife. And this is, if you don't know what a palette knife looks like, I'll show you.
Hmm.
Um, and you just like move the paint around with medium, and then you can mix the colors and just kind of lay them out. But this was me not even using a paintbrush,
Yeah, and it look like you have fun.
playing with the color.
That's cool.
So I just wanted to share that, like, it art can be made with like so much and maybe they call it creative expression, and maybe they don't label it art. Maybe you just label it
Yes,
as
everything I did today
fine
was creative expression. I was
creative
just
expression.
artistic expression. That's what I did. But
Yeah, exactly. So I just
I
realized
won't
I
be
was out
showing off
there.
my art.
Well, you can call it whatever you want, right? Like, so I was working on this earlier.
Oh, I like that.
Thanks. And this was just me playing with brushes.
Oh yeah, that's cute. I like that.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Journey. Oh, hi, Kimmy. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you that, like, you can even just play with I have these. They're like watercolor markers, and they're like really skinny on one side, and one and more of a brush on the other side, so you can
That's
do
pretty
different
cool.
things and play with the lines. And another line thing that I do, I'm not going to get up to do this, but is doing a rose. And you just do little lines, little squiggly lines in a circle, or even just taking, like, doing the little swirl and expanding, and that could be like a rose. So I really feel like I may have received that activation, that little burst of creative energy that I sent your way. And maybe listen, you can watch this again,
Yeah,
see what it
absolutely.
makes you.
Yes. If you have not had a chance to catch this from the beginning, definitely watch the replay. You can get a nice breathwork session in. It starts off really well. We started off late, but once we got going, it was it went really, really well. So, and there's a chance for you to take a break away and recharge for this week coming ahead. But Dina, I think we're getting close on our time, so it's about time for us to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. We were talking about possibility of doing more of these. If y'all would like to see more of these, drop some comments. Let us know. And maybe we do something where it's like a Zoom group and we have everybody together, and we can all participate or something. But something like that might have to be longer than just a 1 hour. So we'll have to plan that.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm seeing all the comments now. I didn't see them earlier. So,
Well,
yeah, I love that idea of doing a Zoom room, and we're all in there, and we got the breath work meditation and then the art part, and we can then share the experience, how it was moving for you, how it assisted you. And, also, I feel, we can set intentions and whatnot, on like what is the theme. And Zay and I are good friends, and we like to talk about different possibilities that we can do together. So I look forward to hearing your comments. And I'm so grateful that we got to do this together.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We will see you next time. Let us know in the comments what you think, if you'd like to see more of these, or if you did your own art and you want to share it, that's going to be cool too. So, peace and love, your boy Zay-P, and solely Dina, or light language Dina, however she's going by today.
I know I kind of both, because I haven't. Anyway, if you
Both
look
is you.
me up,
That's okay.
Dina, I'm still there.
Yeah, both is you. It's okay. We'll see y'all next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.